A black salesman hands his card to a dismissive client who tosses it in the trash without a glance. Weeks later, that same client walks into a high-stakes meeting, only to find the salesman sitting at the head of the table as the new VP of sales. What follows is a masterclass in professionalism, dignity, and the cost of judging by appearances. The lobby gleamed under fluorescent lights. Marble floors stretched toward floor-to-ceiling windows. Outside, the city hummed with afternoon traffic. Marcus Reed stood near the reception desk. His navy suit was pressed sharp. His leather portfolio rested under one arm. He'd been waiting 12 minutes. The elevator chimed. A man stepped out, pale skin, silver tie, expensive watch. His stride was confident. His expression was bored. Marcus extended his hand. "Marcus Reed, we spoke on the phone about the distribution partnership." The man glanced at Marcus's hand. He didn't take it. His eyes swept over Marcus, head to toe, dismissive. Marcus withdrew his hand smoothly. He reached into his pocket. He pulled out a crisp business card. The company logo caught the light. "Here's my card," Marcus said. His voice was even, professional. The man took it. He didn't read it. He didn't even look down. He turned slightly. There was a trash bin 3 feet away, sleek chrome near the reception desk. He tossed the card in. The receptionist's fingers froze over her keyboard. Her eyes widened. She looked away quickly. Marcus's hand remained extended in the empty air. The card landed with a soft rustle among crumpled papers. The man adjusted his cufflinks. "I'll be in touch if we need anything," the man said. He walked toward the elevator. Marcus stood still. His jaw tightened just once. Then it relaxed. He nodded at the receptionist. She couldn't meet his eyes. He turned and walked toward the exit. His footsteps echoed across the marble. Behind him, the trash bin sat undisturbed. His name faced upward. Marcus Reed, Senior Sales Executive. The glass doors closed behind him. "Where are you from?" Drop it in the comments below, and hit that like and subscribe button. This story's about to get intense. Marcus's apartment was small but organized. Books lined one wall: sales strategy, business psychology, leadership theory. His desk sat near the window overlooking the east side. A framed drawing hung above his laptop. Crayon lines formed a stick figure in a suit. The words "My Daddy" were written in purple marker. His daughter Zoe had made it 3 years ago. He'd been climbing for a decade. Entry-level sales at 23. Cold calls until his voice went hoarse. Rejection after rejection. He learned to smile through it. Night classes at the community college. Then online MBA courses. He studied after Zoe went to bed. Coffee and spreadsheets until 2 in the morning. His ex-wife thought he was obsessed. Maybe he was. But every closed door taught him something. Every dismissive client sharpened his strategy. He learned to read rooms, anticipate objections, close deals others thought impossible. His numbers spoke for themselves. Top performer 3 years running. His manager called him indispensable. His colleagues respected his work, but respect only went so far. In meetings, his ideas were often repeated by others, suddenly brilliant when they came from someone else's mouth. Clients asked for his manager, even after Marcus had done all the work. He'd smile past the phone, let his manager take credit. His mentor, Robert Chen, had warned him. Robert was 15 years older, Chinese-American, and had fought his own battles up the corporate ladder. "Play the long game," Robert said over lunch one day. "They don't have to like you. They don't even have to see you. Just make yourself impossible to ignore." Marcus remembered those words often. His phone buzzed. A text from his sister. "How'd the meeting go?" He stared at the screen. His thumb hovered. He typed, "Same as always." He didn't mention the trash bin. Outside his window, the city lights flickered on. Another evening. Another step forward. He opened his laptop and reviewed tomorrow's pitch. The work never stopped. Zoe's drawing caught his eye again. He touched the frame lightly. "Soon," he whispered. The conference room smelled like stale coffee and printer toner. 6 people sat around the table. Marcus stood at the front, clicker in hand. His presentation was flawless. 30 slides, market analysis, projected growth, risk mitigation strategies. He'd rehearsed every transition. The executives nodded along. His manager, Susan, smiled encouragingly. The VP of operations scribbled notes. Then the door opened. The man from the lobby walked in. He wore the same expensive watch. His name was Derek Hollis. Senior Procurement Officer. Marcus recognized him immediately. Derek didn't recognize Marcus. Sorry, I'm late, Derek said. He sat down without looking up. He scrolled through his phone. Marcus continued. He clicked to the next slide, a partnership proposal. 3-year terms, mutual benefit clauses. Derek finally looked up. His eyes landed on Marcus. Recognition flickered, but not quite. He'd seen dozens of salespeople that week. Who's this? Derek asked Susan. Marcus Reed, Susan said. He's leading this proposal. Derek leaned back. He folded his arms. Reed, right. Marcus clicked to the financial projections. As you can see, the ROI over 18 months. Where'd you get these numbers? Derek interrupted. Industry reports, Marcus said calmly. Third-party audits. I can provide sources, Derek smirked. Industry reports can say anything. The room shifted. Susan glanced at Derek. The VP of Operations stopped writing. Marcus kept his tone level. These are verified datasets. Happy to walk through methodology. Derek waved his hand. I'm sure they're fine for preliminary work. But when we need real professionals, we'll bring in our own analysts. The words hung in the air. Real professionals. Marcus's grip on the clicker tightened. Just slightly. His expression didn't change. Of course, Marcus said. I'm happy to collaborate with your team. Derek checked his phone again. Great, send the deck over. We'll review internally. The meeting ended 5 minutes later. Derek left first. He didn't shake Marcus's hand. He didn't thank him for the presentation. Susan approached Marcus afterward. That was awkward. Marcus packed his laptop. It's fine. He was out of line. It happens. Marcus's voice was calm. Too calm, Susan hesitated. Your work is solid, Marcus. Don't let him get to you. Marcus nodded. But he was already replaying the moment in his head. Real professionals. The same tone, the same dismissal. He walked to the elevator, pressed the button, watched the numbers descend. When he reached the lobby, he glanced at the trash bin by the reception desk. Empty now. Cleaned out for the evening. His card was long gone. Marcus sat in his car in the parking garage. The engine was off. His hands rested on the steering wheel. The fluorescent lights buzzed overhead. Concrete pillars stretched into shadow. His reflection stared back from the rearview mirror. He'd kept his composure. He always did. But his chest felt tight. His jaw ached from clenching. Real professionals. He'd heard variations of that phrase his entire career. Sometimes it was subtle. A hesitation before a handshake. A surprised tone when he spoke with authority. Sometimes it was direct, like today. He thought about walking out of that meeting. He thought about confronting Derek in front of everyone. He thought about the satisfaction it might bring, but he didn't, because Robert's voice echoed in his head. Don't give them the story they expect. Give them the one they can't ignore. Marcus exhaled slowly. He closed his eyes. He was tired. Not physically, emotionally. Tired of proving himself in rooms that assumed he didn't belong. Tired of working twice as hard for half the recognition. His phone lit up. A text from Zoe, love you, Daddy, good night. He smiled despite himself. He typed back, love you too, baby. Sweet dreams. She was 7. She thought her father could do anything. He wanted to keep it that way. He started the engine. The car rumbled to life. He pulled out of the garage and into the night. Tomorrow he'd file his report. He'd document Derek's behavior, not emotionally but factually. He'd continue doing excellent work. He'd let the results speak. Because Derek Hollis didn't know it yet, but he'd just made a mistake. Marcus didn't need to be liked. He needed to be undeniable, and he was getting closer every day 10 years ago. Marcus had been a different person, younger, hungrier, more willing to believe that hard work alone would be enough. He'd started at Meridian Solutions as a junior sales associate. Cold calls from a cubicle with flickering overhead lights. His script was terrible, but he learned fast. His first manager barely remembered his name. His second manager gave him the worst leads, companies that had already rejected Meridian twice. Marcus closed 3 of them anyway. That's when Robert Chen noticed him. Robert was a senior VP then, one of the few executives of color in the entire company. He'd pulled Marcus aside after a quarterly meeting. You're good, Robert said, but good isn't enough here. Marcus had been confused. What do you mean? Robert smiled. Not warmly, knowingly. You think your numbers will speak for themselves. They won't, not for people like us. Robert took Marcus under his wing. He taught him strategy, not just sales tactics, but corporate survival. How to document everything, how to build alliances, how to make yourself indispensable before anyone realized they needed you. Never lose your temper, Robert said during one of their mentorship lunches. They're waiting for it. They want you to confirm their assumptions. Stay calm, stay sharp. Win quietly. Marcus absorbed every lesson. He watched Robert navigate boardrooms with surgical precision. Robert never raised his voice. He never showed frustration. He simply outworked, outthought, and outlasted everyone who underestimated him. 3 years ago, Robert retired. He called Marcus the night before his last day. "You're ready," Robert said. "You've been ready. Don't wait for permission. Take what you've earned." Marcus had tried. He'd applied for VP positions twice. Both times he'd been told he was a strong candidate, but the role went to someone else. Someone with more traditional experience. Traditional. That word again, so Marcus kept building. He took on impossible accounts. He mentored younger sales reps. He published articles in industry journals. He made himself impossible to overlook. And now, sitting in his apartment late at night, he felt the pieces aligning. His phone buzzed. An unknown number. He almost ignored it. Then he answered. "Marcus Reed," a voice said. "Professional, formal speaking. This is Helen Tsao from Executive Search Partners. We're conducting a search for a VP of sales position. Your name came up. Are you interested?" Marcus sat up straight. His heart pounded. "Tell me more." Helen described the role. Major corporation. Full P&L responsibility. A national team. Competitive compensation. "I'd like to be considered," Marcus said. "Excellent. I'll send over details." "We're moving quickly on this," the call ended. Marcus stared at his phone. Zoe's drawing was visible in the corner of his vision. "My daddy," he whispered to himself. "We're close, baby." So close. The interview process was rigorous. 3 rounds. Panel interviews, case studies, strategic presentations. Marcus prepared like his life depended on it. Because in many ways it did. The final interview was with the CEO, a woman named Patricia Gaines, sharp-eyed and no-nonsense. She asked hard questions. Marcus answered with data, experience, and vision. "Why this role?" Patricia asked. "Because I've spent 10 years proving I belong in rooms that didn't think I should be there," Marcus said. "Now I want to build rooms where everyone belongs if they do the work." Patricia studied him. "You've been passed over before, it wasn't a question." She'd done her research. "Twice," Marcus said. "Both times I used it as fuel. I got better. I got sharper. Most people would be bitter. Bitterness doesn't close deals," Marcus said. "Excellence does," Patricia smiled. "You'll hear from us soon." 2 weeks later, the offer came. VP of Sales. National scope. 6-figure base plus performance incentives. Start date in 30 days. Marcus accepted immediately. That night he called Robert. The older man laughed with genuine joy. "I knew it. I knew you'd get there." "I learned from the best," Marcus said. "No," Robert said. "You earned this yourself. Now don't waste it." Marcus spent the next month preparing. He studied the company's portfolio. He reviewed every major client account. He mapped out his first 90 days, and then he saw it. A name in the client database, Hollis Procurement Group, Derek Hollis's company. Marcus clicked into the file. The account was under review. Recent performance issues. Missed deadlines. Budget overruns. The current contract was up for renewal in 60 days. Marcus leaned back in his chair. His heart was steady. His mind was clear. He didn't plan revenge. That wasn't his style, but he did believe in accountability. And Derek Hollis was about to learn what that meant. Marcus closed the file. He made a note to review it in detail during his first week. Then he called Zoe. "Hey, baby." "Daddy's got good news." Her voice was bright. "What is it?" "Remember how I said things were going to get better?" "Yeah." They just did. Marcus's first day began at 7 in the morning. The executive floor was quiet. His office overlooked downtown. Glass walls, modern furniture, a view that stretched for miles. He unpacked methodically. Zoe's drawing went on the credenza. His books lined the shelf. His laptop hummed to life. By 8:30, his team started arriving. 12 sales directors. Most were older than him. A few looked skeptical. Marcus called a meeting for 9. They gathered in the conference room. Marcus stood at the head of the table. He didn't use slides. He spoke directly. I'm Marcus Reed. I've spent 10 years in the field. I know what you deal with. Difficult clients, impossible quotas, last-minute changes. I'm not here to make your lives harder. I'm here to remove obstacles so you can do your best work. The room relaxed slightly. I believe in 3 things, Marcus continued. Clear expectations, fair evaluation, open communication. You deliver results, I'll support you. You need help, I'll provide it. Questions? A director named Tom raised his hand. What about the Hollis account? Marcus had been waiting for this. What about it? It's our 3rd largest client. Contract renewal is coming up. There've been issues. I'm aware, Marcus said. I'll be reviewing it personally this week. Tom nodded. The meeting continued. By 10 o'clock, Marcus had established his tone, firm but fair, confident but approachable. His assistant, Jennifer, knocked on his door at 11. Mr. Hollis is here. He doesn't have an appointment, but he's insisting. Marcus paused. Derek Hollis? Yes, from Hollis Procurement. Marcus kept his expression neutral. Give me 5 minutes. Then send him in. He reviewed the Hollis file one more time. Performance metrics, contract terms, penalty clauses for missed deadlines. Everything was documented. Then Derek walked in. The man's confidence filled the doorway. He wore a charcoal suit and that same expensive watch. He extended his hand with a broad smile. You must be the new VP, Derek Hollis. I wanted to introduce myself personally. Marcus stood. He looked Derek directly in the eye. He extended his hand. Marcus Reed, he said. Good to see you again. Derek's smile faltered. His hand froze mid-shake. Recognition crashed over his face like cold water. The lobby. The business card. The trash bin. His face drained of color. His hand completed the shake weakly. We've met. Briefly, Marcus said. His voice was calm, professional. Please sit, Derek sat. He adjusted his tie. His eyes darted around the office, taking in the view, the title on the door, the authority Marcus now held. I wanted to discuss our contract renewal, Derek said. His voice was steadier than his hands. Of course, Marcus said. He opened the file. I've been reviewing your account. There are some concerns. Concerns? Missed delivery deadlines. Budget overruns. Client complaints. Marcus slid a printed summary across the desk. 3 incidents in the last quarter alone. Derek's jaw tightened. Those were isolated issues. Supply chain problems. Nothing we couldn't handle. Your contract specifies performance standards, Marcus said. These incidents fall below those standards. Derek leaned forward. We've been working with this company for 5 years. We have a relationship. Relationships are built on mutual respect and accountability, Marcus said. He met Derek's eyes. Both parties need to hold up their end. The words landed deliberately. Derek heard the subtext. His face reddened slightly. I'm sure we can work this out, Derek said. I'd hate for a misunderstanding to affect our partnership. Marcus closed the file. There's no misunderstanding, Mr. Hollis. I'm reviewing all major accounts, yours included. I'll make my recommendation based on performance. Nothing more, nothing less. Derek stood abruptly. I see. Well, I hope you'll be fair. I'm always fair, Marcus said. Derek left without another word. The door closed behind him. Jennifer appeared moments later. Everything okay? Marcus nodded. Everything's fine. He looked out the window. The city stretched below. He felt calm, centered. This wasn't about revenge. It was about standards. Derek called an emergency meeting with his executive team. 6 people crowded into his office. The tension was palpable. We have a problem, Derek said. The new VP at Meridian is reviewing our contract. His CFO frowned. So? We've been with them for years. The new VP is someone I encountered before. Derek chose his words carefully. There may be personal bias. What kind of encounter? His legal counsel asked. Derek waved it off. Doesn't matter. What matters is, our contract is worth $3 million annually. We can't lose it. His team exchanged glances. They'd heard rumors about Derek's behavior with vendors. Most had ignored it. Now it was coming back. What do you want us to do? The CFO asked. Find leverage, Derek said. Call your contacts at Meridian. See if anyone knows this Marcus Reed. Find out what he wants. Over the next 3 days, Derek made calls. He reached out to former colleagues. He tried to find dirt on Marcus. He found nothing. Every reference praised Marcus's integrity. His numbers were flawless. His reputation was spotless. Derek's frustration grew. He called Patricia Gaines's office directly. He was told she was unavailable. He called again. Same response. On the fourth day, Jennifer called Derek. "Mr. Reed would like to schedule a follow-up meeting. Are you available Thursday at 2? Derek's stomach dropped. "What's the meeting about?" "Contract review," Jennifer said pleasantly. Derek agreed. He had no choice. Thursday arrived. Derek walked into Meridian's headquarters with his CFO and legal counsel. They were escorted to a large conference room. Marcus was already there. So was Patricia Gaines and the head of legal. And two other executives Derek didn't recognize. This wasn't a casual meeting. This was formal. Marcus gestured to the seats. "Thank you for coming. We've completed our review of the Hollis account." Derek's lawyer opened a folder. Patricia watched silently. Marcus pulled up a presentation on the screen. Performance metrics, contract violations, financial impacts. "Your company has fallen below performance standards in multiple areas," Marcus said. His tone was factual, not accusatory. "Additionally, we've identified communication breakdowns that have cost both parties time and resources." Derek interrupted. "We can improve. Give us another quarter." "We've given 3 quarters, Marcus said. He clicked to the next slide. "The pattern is clear." Patricia spoke for the first time. "Mr. Hollis, we value long-term partnerships, but they must be mutually beneficial." Derek felt the walls closing in. "What are you saying?" Marcus closed the laptop. "We're declining to renew your contract at the current terms. If you'd like to continue working together, we can discuss a reduced scope at adjusted pricing. But the current arrangement isn't working." The room went silent. Derek's CFO leaned over and whispered urgently. Derek's face was red. His hands gripped the armrests. "This is because of what happened before, isn't it?" Derek said. His voice was loud, desperate. "You're punishing me." Marcus's expression didn't change. "I'm evaluating your company's performance, nothing more." "I don't believe that." Patricia stood. "Mr. Hollis, this meeting is concluded. You'll receive our formal decision in writing by end of week. If you'd like to dispute it, you can follow the standard appeals process." Derek stood shakily. His team gathered their materials. They filed out in silence. In the hallway, Derek turned back. Through the glass wall, he could see Marcus speaking with Patricia. Calm, professional, in complete control. Derek realized with sinking clarity he had no power here. None at all. Derek sat alone in his office after dark. The building was empty. Cleaning crews moved through distant hallways. His phone sat silent on the desk. He'd called his board of directors. They were furious. $3 million in annual revenue. Gone. They demanded explanations. He'd called colleagues at other companies. They were sympathetic but unhelpful. Meridian was a major player. No one wanted to risk their own relationships. He'd even considered calling reporters, framing it as discrimination in reverse. His lawyer had shut that down immediately. "You have no case, and you'll burn every bridge in the industry." Derek stared at the ceiling. How had this happened? He thought back to that day in the lobby, the business card, the trash bin. It had seemed so insignificant. Just another salesperson, another face he'd forget by dinner. But Marcus hadn't forgotten. Derek felt something unfamiliar, not just fear, but shame. He'd dismissed Marcus without a second thought, without even basic courtesy. And now Marcus held all the power. The worst part, Marcus wasn't being cruel, he wasn't gloating. He was simply doing his job. The performance metrics were real. The contract violations were documented. Derek had no one to blame but himself. His phone buzzed. A text from his CFO. "Board wants answers Monday morning." Derek closed his eyes. His company would survive. They'd find other clients. But his reputation was damaged. Word would spread. People would ask questions. And the answer would always come back to one moment. A business card, tossed in the trash, by a man who assumed he didn't matter. Derek looked at his desk. A framed photo of his family, his wife, his 2 kids. They believed he was successful, honorable, fair. Would they still believe that if they knew the truth? He picked up his phone. He scrolled to Marcus's office number. His thumb hovered over the call button, then he put the phone down. What would he even say? The office felt very cold, very empty. Derek sat in the silence and understood. Some mistakes can't be undone. Marcus didn't celebrate. That wasn't his style. The decision on the Hollis account was final. The legal team had documented everything. Patricia had signed off personally. It was clean, defensible, and entirely justified. But Marcus felt no triumph, only certainty that he'd done his job correctly. He called a team meeting the following Monday. His directors gathered, curious about the Hollis situation. Rumors had circulated all weekend. The Hollis account has been restructured, Marcus announced. Moving forward, we're implementing stricter performance reviews across all major clients. No exceptions. Tom raised his hand. Was there pushback? Some, Marcus said, but our standards are non-negotiable. We're not in the business of tolerating mediocre partners. The team nodded approvingly. They'd all dealt with difficult clients. Seeing leadership enforce standards boosted morale. After the meeting, Patricia stopped by Marcus's office. She closed the door behind her. That was handled well, she said. Hollis tried to escalate to me 3 times. I shut it down. I appreciate the support, Marcus said. Patricia sat. I know there was history between you two. Marcus looked up. You knew? I did my research before hiring you. I wanted to see how you'd handle it. She smiled slightly. You handled it perfectly. You didn't let personal feelings compromise your judgment. You documented everything. You followed protocol. That's the only way to do it, Marcus said. Most people would have wanted revenge, Patricia said. You just wanted fairness. Marcus thought about that. Revenge doesn't build anything. It just tears things down. I'd rather build something that lasts. Patricia stood. That's why you're sitting in this chair. Keep it up. After she left, Marcus returned to his desk. He opened his email. A message from Robert Chen. Heard about the Hollis situation. Well played. Proud of you. Marcus smiled. He typed back, I remembered what you taught me. Stay professional. Let the work speak. Robert's response came immediately. You're teaching the next generation now. Don't forget that. Marcus looked at Zoe's drawing. He thought about the young sales reps on his team, the ones who felt invisible, the ones working twice as hard for half the recognition. He sent an email to his directors, looking for candidates to mentor. If you know someone with potential who needs guidance, send them my way. Within an hour, he had 5 responses. Names, stories. People who reminded him of himself 10 years ago. He scheduled meetings with each of them. This was the real work. Not revenge, not vindication. Building something better. 2 weeks later, Derek requested one final meeting. Marcus agreed, though he knew the decision wouldn't change. Derek arrived alone this time. No lawyers, no executives. Just him. He sat across from Marcus. He looked smaller somehow. Tired. I wanted to apologize, Derek said. His voice was quiet. For what happened in the lobby. For the meeting, for everything. Marcus listened without interrupting. I've been thinking about it, Derek continued. I didn't see you. I just saw someone I thought was beneath me. I was wrong. You were, Marcus said simply. Derek flinched but continued. I can't change what I did. But I wanted you to know that I understand now. I lost a major contract because I couldn't see past my own assumptions. Marcus leaned forward. You lost the contract because your company underperformed. The assumptions were just what led you there. Is there any way to salvage this? Derek asked. I'm not asking for myself. I'm asking for my employees. They don't deserve to suffer for my mistakes. Marcus considered this. He pulled up a document on his screen. I've drafted a proposal. Smaller contract. Tighter oversight. Probationary period of 6 months. If your company meets every benchmark, we can discuss expansion. Derek's eyes widened. You'd consider that? I believe in accountability, Marcus said. That includes accountability for improvement. But understand this. One missed deadline, one performance issue, and we're done. No second chances, Derek nodded quickly. I understand. Thank you. Don't thank me, Marcus said. Thank your team. They deserve a leader who sees people clearly. All people, Derek stood. He extended his hand. This time, when Marcus shook it, Derek held on for a moment. "I won't forget this," Derek said. "Good," Marcus replied. "Make sure you don't." After Derek left, Marcus sat quietly. Jennifer knocked softly. That was generous. It was strategic, Marcus said. He needed to learn. His company needed accountability. This way, everyone has a chance to do better. Still, Jennifer said, not many people would have offered that. Marcus thought about Robert's lessons, about Zoe's drawing, about all the people who'd given him chances when he needed them. "We don't grow by crushing people," Marcus said. "We grow by holding them to higher standards." "If they meet those standards, everybody wins," Jennifer smiled. "Your team is lucky to have you." After she left, Marcus looked out the window. The city sprawled below. Somewhere out there, Derek was probably calling his board with the news. Somewhere young professionals were fighting to be seen. Marcus had been both. He understood both, and now he had the power to make sure others didn't have to fight as hard as he did. That was worth more than revenge ever could be. 3 months passed. The Hollis account stayed current on every benchmark. Derek sent monthly progress reports, detailed, thorough, and on time. Marcus's reputation grew. Articles in trade publications praised his leadership style. His team's performance exceeded every target. Patricia promoted him to senior VP with expanded responsibilities, but the moment Marcus was proudest of came on a Tuesday afternoon. A young black woman named Janelle sat in his office. She was 26, fresh from business school, working in junior sales. One of his directors had recommended her for mentorship. "I feel invisible," Janelle said. Her voice trembled slightly. "I do good work, but clients ask for other reps. My manager says I need to be patient." Marcus recognized the frustration. He'd lived it. Patient is fine. Silent is not. "Tell me about your best sale." Janelle's eyes lit up. She described a complex negotiation she'd closed through persistence and creativity. Marcus listened, asked questions, and took notes. "That's excellent work," he said. "Here's what we're going to do. I'm assigning you to shadow me for the next quarter. You'll see how I run meetings, handle difficult clients, navigate politics. Then you'll start leading smaller accounts yourself." Janelle's eyes widened. "Really?" "Really," Marcus said. "But I need you to understand something. This isn't charity. I'm investing in you because I see potential. You'll work hard. You'll face rejection. You'll want to quit some days. I won't quit," Janelle said firmly. Marcus smiled. "Good. Because 10 years from now you might be sitting in this chair. And when you are, remember this moment. Remember what it felt like to need someone to see you. Then make sure you see others." Janelle nodded, blinking back tears. "I will, I promise." After she left, Marcus updated his calendar. Mentorship meetings, strategy sessions, team reviews. His days were packed, but purposeful. He called Zoe that evening. "Hey, baby, how was school?" "Good. We learned about leaders today. People who make things better." Marcus smiled. "Yeah? What makes a good leader?" Mrs. Rodriguez said good leaders help other people become leaders too. Marcus felt warmth spread through his chest. "Mrs. Rodriguez is smart." "That's exactly right. Are you a leader, Daddy?" "I'm trying to be, sweetheart." "Every day I'm trying." That night, Marcus updated Zoe's drawing. He'd had it professionally framed with a small plaque beneath. "The reason I keep going." He placed it back on the credenza. Tomorrow, he'd mentor Janelle. He'd review performance metrics. He'd continue building something that mattered. The business card Derek tossed in the trash was long gone. But the man Derek had dismissed now sat in an office that overlooked the city, creating opportunities for people who'd been overlooked too. That was the real victory. Marcus stood at his office window late one evening. The city lights twinkled in the distance. The building was quiet. He thought about the journey, the cold calls, the rejections, the closed doors, the moments he'd wanted to quit, the times he'd questioned whether it was worth it. It had been worth it. Every difficult moment had taught him something. Every setback had strengthened him. But the real lesson wasn't about perseverance alone. It was about what you did when you finally got the power you'd been chasing. Derek had power and used it to diminish. Marcus had power and used it to elevate. That was the difference. He thought about Janelle, about the other young professionals he was mentoring. They'd face their own battles. They'd encounter their own Derek Hollises. But they'd also have something Marcus had to fight for alone, someone who saw them, believed in them, and created space for them to rise. His phone buzzed. A text from Robert. Coffee next week? Want to hear how you're changing the game? Marcus smiled. He typed absolutely. I learned from the best. He looked at Zoe's drawing one more time. Then he packed his bag and headed home. The lesson was simple but powerful. You can't control how others see you. But you can control how you see yourself and how you help others see their own potential. Dignity isn't about being recognized. It's about recognizing your worth, regardless of who's watching. And excellence doesn't need validation. It just needs opportunity. Marcus Reed had spent years earning that opportunity. Now he was creating it for others. The business card in the trash was just paper. But the man who'd handed it? He was building something that would last far longer than any single moment of disrespect. He was building legacy, and that, in the end, was the only victory that mattered.